afternoon. My name is Quentin Hoosier, Fire Department, and today we're going to be going over some basic ropes and knots. We use these knots in the fire service as a means to anchor ourselves down to with our life jackets. We use them for rappelling, water rescues, anything like that. These knots are simple, which in an emergency situation is what you want. You don't want anything too complex, and also these knots that I'm going to be showing you, they also allow you to untie them easily. So with that being said, let's go over some basic terminology, and I did bring some ropes for everybody because we're all going to practice this. If you just take one of those, pass it around. We're going to be going over some simple terminology. This is a Kermantle rope. This is actually a utility rope because it's so much smaller. We don't really use this for life safety. Our life safety rope is same Kermantle rope. Kermantle means it is the outer part of it, the kern. It gets 30% of its strength from that, and the inside part of it, which you can see here, it gets 70% of its strength from that. These are static ropes. There's static and there's dynamic. These are static, so when they're put under a load, they don't elongate. There's not much elastic in them. But you can see the size of this rope is 1/2 inch, and like I said, this is just utility. This is what we have around the station to actually practice our knots, because if you don't use it, you lose it. But some basic terminology. Okay, if this was tied off to your anchor or what have you, that would be called the working end. Part of the middle is easily called the middle, and then the end that is just lying loose, that is the running end. If you were to just grab a hold of it, this is called a bend. This is called a bite. If you wrap it around itself, you've now made a loop. All right. Any questions so far? All right. Here we go. All right. We're going to be going over the family of 8 knots. These are the backbone of the knots we use in the rescue fire service. So what we're going to do, we'll take our rope. We're going to make a loop. All right. And we're going to bring it back around itself and through. And if you'll look, I know you probably can't see this on the video, but it resembles a figure 8, which is where the name family of 8 knots come from. All right. That is the beginning of the most, the beginning of what we're going to be using today. Now, does everybody have a long end on their working or running end? Now we're going to go, it's called a figure 8 follow through. And this is going to be kind of simple. You just follow the running end right back through your knot. And you're going to create a bite. We use this knot for, let's say we want to anchor to a tree, but the tree is obviously too tall. You can't get your bite over the tree. So you would tie a simple 8, come around the tree, and then do a follow through right back through your knot. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Now remember when I said they're easy to untie? Let's go ahead and everybody untie them. All right. Now there's another 8 called a tracing 8. And what we're going to do is on one end of your rope, just do a simple figure 8. All right. You want to kind of give yourself a little bit of wiggle room because you're going to be running another rope. You're going to be taking the other end of your rope and guiding it through, tracing it around. You'll notice what will be different about this time. Instead of both ends coming out on your figure 8 on a figure 8 bite or you follow through, now your ends are going to be on opposite side. We use this for joining, if we don't have a rope long enough, we use it for joining 2 ropes together of unequal diameter, and the knot holds really well. All right, so demonstrating it. Go through. demonstrate is the figure 8 on a bite. So we're going to begin with a bite. Go ahead and give yourself a lot of wiggle room here. It's a tall bite. All right. Let it hang over your hand. Bring it around the rope. And then back through. Back through, just slide it around the palm of your hand. What we have now is a figure 8 on a bite. And my department, the rule is that you don't want your bite to be more than 3 fingers. And that becomes a tanglement issue, because more than 3 fingers. We usually just use these for hooking together a carabiner. For a rope. Any questions about any of these before we move on? Okay. Like I said, applications for these knots, rope rescues when we rappel down, you can use this moving gear up and down, and water rescues, using a lot of water rescues. So these knots, although they're, I just showed you a few, there are many more that we use, but these are, like I mentioned, are the backbone of this, and I hope you all got some out of this, and be sure and practice on your own. Thank you.